Allison.
Do you like it?
It takes getting used to.
I took a look at my little girl hair, and I decided I didn't want it anymore.
Oh. You, didn't want to be Allison Mackenzie any longer. You wanted to forget about her, is that it? Or are you branding yourself because you just found out you were illegitimate?
You know what it really means, Doctor? It really means I got tired of my long hair. Simple.
Oh, I see. I also see you're back in your wheelchair.
I was tired. It isn't easy cutting all that hair, you know.
I bet. Did you sleep well last night? Well, does that mean yes or no?
Does it really matter?
I think it does.
I don't think it does.
Allison, you don't really mean it when you say you don't want to see your mother or your father again.
I meant exactly what I said.
Well, that's impossible. The emotional ties of a lifetime can't be severed so easily.
What lifetime? I've known Elliot Carson for barely 1 year.
And your mother?
What about my mother?
Allison, you two have had so much together.
What did we have, Doctor? A game of let's pretend.
Allison, the day you found out Elliot Carson was your father, he was here at the hospital. You came to me when I was about to take him into surgery. You begged me to let you see him. I gave you permission to go into his room. I don't know what you said to him, but I'm convinced you help him pull through. Doesn't that mean something to you?
That's a game too, Doctor. I don't want to play.
All right, let's go outside and get some fresh air. And once around the grounds, and I'll push.
No, I'd rather not. I shouldn't go outside.
Shouldn't?
It's cold.
Well, you'll be all right.
No.
I'm your doctor, and I know...
I don't want to.
Well, you can't stay here forever.
I'm not talking about forever. I'm talking about now. I don't want to go outside.
Now, Allison, now we've done all we can. Don't you understand? You have to go outside. You have to stop treating this hospital as if it was a warm, safe cocoon. You have to go back outside now. Look, you have a family, a home. They're waiting for you.
I know. I know all about Elliot Carson. You've said it all endlessly.
Allison, can't you understand?
Can't you understand? I just want to be left alone.
All right, you keep saying that to yourself. Someday you're gonna believe it.
Thank you, Miss Chernock. Your witness, Mr. Cord. Miss Chernock, please allow me to join Mr. Fowler in expressing my deepest sympathy on your loss. I hope you realize that as counsel for the defense, it is my duty to question your testimony. Now, like Mr. Fowler, I'm trying to find the facts. The questions I ask, the things I say, they're not personal. They're not a personal attack on you. Now, you understand that, don't you?
I understand, Mr. Cord.
Now, if I may go back for a moment, will you please repeat the threat Rodney Harrington allegedly made against your brother? Miss Chernock?
All already told Mr. Fowler what he said.
Yes, I know, but would you please tell me?
He said, tell your brother that I'm going to take care of him. I said, is that a threat? He said, that's exactly what it is. When I catch up with your brother, I'm going to finish him off. I'm going to kill him.
Would the clerk please read Miss Chernock's answer to Mr. Fowler's question?
Witness, he said, tell your brother I'm going to take care of him. I said, is that a threat? And he said, that's exactly what it is. When I catch up with your brother, I'm going to finish him off. I'm going to kill him.
I have here a copy of the transcript from the preliminary hearing. Miss Chernock, not one word, syllable, comma has been changed in the 3 times you have repeated that conversation. Now, doesn't it strike you as odd that in all the months since you first heard this alleged threat from a man supposedly boiling with anger, that you can quote it word for word, and that not one word or one syllable or one comma has been omitted or added?
That's something you don't easily forget. When you consider what happened because of those words.
The clerk will strike everything after easily forget. The jury will disregard the witness's last remark. Miss Chernock, please. Confine your testimony to the facts.
I'm sorry, sir.
Were you close to your brother?
Yes.
How close?
As close as brothers and sisters usually are.
The 2 of you share your feelings, desires, your dreams?
Objection, Your Honor. The question's irrelevant and immaterial.
In order for the jury to understand the events and attitudes that led up to the alleged crime, Your Honor, they must first understand Joe Chernock.
Your Honor, the deceased is not on trial.
It is the contention of the defense that he is. Now, we will attempt to prove that the deceased did share, did act, did in fact participate actively in his own death, and that his own death was in fact accidental.
That seems to be a valid basis for cross-examination, Mr. Fowler. Proceed, Mr. Court.
How would you describe your brother, Miss Chernock?
Scared. He was afraid people would step on him.
Are you suggesting that he felt rejected or persecuted by society?
I didn't say that, but if he did, he had good reason.
Did he ever discuss with you what he wanted out of life?
Everything he couldn't have.
And if he didn't get what he wanted, he became angry or violent?
When the walls close in, you become a little angry.
Angry enough to fight your way out with your fist, if that's all you have?
Objection. That calls for a conclusion.
Sustained.
Miss Chernock, how did your brother react to the constant rejection?
He got used to it.
Do you expect us to believe, Miss Chernock, that your brother went meekly from slap to slap, kick to kick, without once, not even once, striking back?
Oh, I didn't say that. Joey wasn't that different. He was a human being. When he got hit, he felt pain. When he was scared, he cried, just like everybody else. He wanted his share, just like everybody else. I hope he's finally found it.
Miss Chernock, did you see your brother after Rodney allegedly made the threat against him?
Yes.
Did you tell him of the alleged threat?
Yes.
And what was his reaction?
He laughed.
Do you mean he didn't take it seriously?
He didn't see the look in Rodney's eyes.
Did you discuss his former girlfriend, Rita Jacks, at that time?
Yes.
And what was his reaction to Rita's going out with Norman Harrington?
He felt sorry for him.
He wasn't angry at another rejection?
Not that I could tell.
But Rita testified under oath that he came to her home to ask, to plead with her to take him back. And she refused.
That's what she says.
She also testified that on 3 other occasions your brother became violent because he didn't get what he wanted.
Who said he wanted Rita Jacks?
She did, Miss Chernock, under oath. And when she rejected him, he slammed her against a wall and left her. He left her in a rage, the same violent emotion he carried with him throughout his entire life. Now, don't you think he could have been angry enough to take his frustrations out on Rodney Harrington when he met him that very night on the wharf?
Objection, Your Honor, objection. Sustained.
Mr. Court, you can ask me anything you like about my brother. I won't deny that he was a loser and a spoiler. He was nobody's candidate for leading citizen. It's all true. But it's also true that on the day that Joey died, Rodney Harrington came to my house and told me he was going to kill him. He came to my house and told me he was going to kill my brother.
Preview from the continuing story of Peyton Place.
You see, I can't even walk. I can't step on it. You're not making it easier for me.
Do you think it's easy for me? You think that just because I'm willing to make an effort to save our marriage, I have no pride as a man?
You have worked closely with Miss Chernock, is that correct?
Yes, I have.
Would you say you've had more than a passing acquaintance with her?